Hi, it's Kevin Lebates here, and today I'm in the center of Tampere, the largest inland city in the Nordics, and it's also May Day, so there's a lot of celebrations going on. So I thought I would kick off today by starting a series looking at proof of stake and how it differs from proof of work, and also to learn a bit along the way because it's something I haven't delved into as deeply as I'd like to. And I have some gut feelings that there are weaknesses there that are going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to overcome. So to start off, what I want to do is explain a bit, using an analogy, what the purpose of a consensus system is and how it is achieved. So the analogy I'm going to use is imagine that you're an alien landing on a planet and you're faced with two governments, both of whom claim that they are the rightful hereditary owners of the planet, and they produce documentation in order to provide evidence of that fact. Let's say that one of them is the corrupt aristocrats and the other one is the totalitarian revolutionaries. And what you as an alien have to do is, through an objective deterministic method, decide which of the two parties you're going to believe when it comes to their claim for ownership. And the other thing is that as an alien, you believe that ownership is a matter of history. The person who has the longest history of owning something has the right to it. Now, as it happens, the corrupt aristocrats have a long line of documentation, vellum scrolls, leather-bound books with records going back thousands of years showing that they own the land, that, you know, Sir John 1,000 years ago handed on the lands to his son and so on and so forth. And this is where the revolutionary totalitarians have a problem, because they came along later and they're now trying to rewrite history. And in order to rewrite history in a convincing manner, they're going to have to put more work into creating all these historical documents than the corrupt aristocrats have just naturally through the course of the history of the planet. And this is where it compares to proof of work, namely that it is the fact that the corrupt aristocrats have this long line of proof of work that shows that their view of ownership and the truth is the correct one. The revolutionary totalitarians just cannot catch up with them. It's too much work. And so, just to repeat the point there, the alien is looking for an objective, deterministic way of deciding which of a number of different views of the truth is actually the truth. And that is what a consensus system does. It provides an algorithm and some protocols in order to ensure that no matter when you join the party, when you look at all the possible options of what is correct and what isn't, you will pick the right one, and the right one is defined by this consensus protocol. So it's a kind of a bit of a tautology in some ways. Now, proof of stake is an attempt to overcome the energy requirement for doing proof of work, because to produce this huge body of documentation takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of time, and this is one of the problems that we see with Bitcoin. The amount of work that goes into the proof of work system burns a lot of our Earth's natural resources. So proof of stake, the proposal is that the decision which block gets added next is made by somebody who has staked some coins that they already own. So there are two mechanisms at play here. One is the assumption that people with these coins who are staking them have something at stake. They want to ensure that the system remains consistent and represents the truth because they have real value locked up in it. And the second point is that you're trying to have some kind of deterministic method whereby you can go back and determine what the correct chain is based on these blocks created by people who staked coins. And this is something that I'm going to look into in more depth in the next video, or the video after it, and also look at some of the problems that are associated with it. And I can tell you already, one of the problems is that you need to somehow randomly select between all the valid proof of stakers which one you pick next. And creating a truly random number on a blockchain is very, very difficult. It works in Bitcoin because the proof of work mechanism is a lottery. You just don't know when you're going to find the right nonce to hash the next block. gives you the right difficulty level. But to try and come up with an energy efficient way of generating a random number on a blockchain is very, very hard. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting, and see you tomorrow in the next video. Bye for now.